All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another weekly update. We are going to be starting off on the weekly time frame. We're going to trickle down. We'll actually start off with a monthly time frame because this is the weekly update, weekly report, weekly analysis, whatever you want to call it. I refer to it as all three of those things. But yeah, we're going to jump right into it. We're going to go over the technical analysis, then we're going to talk about the fundamentals at play, and then we're going to go over how this scenario is like it's not exactly the same as two other scenarios that played out absolutely terrible for the market. But it's so freaking similar that it's kind of ridiculous. All right, so we are going to be covering that at the end. But first, we're going to cover the TA. We're going to cover the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. All right, and then we're going to move on to fundamentals. Then we're going to cover that. All right, and yeah. All right, so monthly time frame. All right, last week we had the close of this monthly candle, and this signaled that the next candlestick is going to be going lower. All right, I don't know if it's going to close lower. I have no idea, but with the factors that I'm going to bring up, which by the way, they're all factors. This weekly update, the purpose of them is to get everything out on the table. They're guaranteed going to be longer than any other post. Guaranteed. All right. So just know that if you're going to be following along. But what I will say is they will literally prepare anybody for what they need to know. All right. And there is no denying that one. All right. I may actually release another Weeble update in a shortened version of it because I mean, this is just really long. It took like 2 hours to actually type out. But I think I could probably shorten the crap out of this thing. But again, that's the purpose of the weekly updates. Like, I just want every possible thing out on the table, all right? And just so people know, I'm not only bringing you the bearish factors here, they're every factor, okay? So yeah, we do have that candlestick being that bearish Harami candlestick pattern being confirmed with the last month candlestick close. And now this month we do have the start of this, so maybe this does end up forming like an inverted hammer or something. But we are going to be going over exact levels where I think we are going to start heading down on SPY. But yeah, on the weekly time frame, okay, because the monthly, we don't really have much updates on the monthly time frame since we haven't seen this month play out. It's a waiting game now. We just got to be patient. We went over this on Friday in Friday's video. We have a gravestone doji candlestick as well as a shooting star candlestick. Both of them are bearish. And the thing about the gravestone doji candlestick is it performs best when is it within 1/3 of the lows. Okay. So yeah, we're right at the lows. So I'm just saying, guys, does that make it more strong? I don't know. All right. Along with that, we do have a mixed bag in terms of technical analysis today, just because we do have it's a slight candlestick divergence we got going on here. Hang on. Excuse me. Sorry about that. We do have a slight candlestick divergence going on between that candlestick and the combination of these, all right? Because this can be taken as a bullish Harami candlestick pattern, which is just like, hey, you have this bearish you have this candlestick that's bearish. If this one's bullish and it's the body is within this candlestick's body, there you go. There's your bullish Harami candlestick, all right? So that technically is what we got going on here, and we'll talk about what's going on the VIX because it's the same exact picture, okay? I mean, at the same time, you have this candlestick right here signals you are going to be going lower. Whereas the combination here signals you're going higher. Well, you also have your oscillators at extremes here, okay, with your stochastics crossing right there. And then you come over to QQ. It's the same exact situation. I would say this is definitely the gravestone doji. But I do want to point out, you rallied this week off the declining volume, okay? It was a declining volume. I'm just saying, guys, why wasn't this move, if this was supposed to be the bottom move, mark bottom, why the hell the bulls not step in more than the bears stepped in over here? All right, and that's why volume tells the story. Okay, it's the volume is not supporting that move. Now, yeah, you did end up falling from the top here. The top. You did end up falling 5.5%. This is a pretty massive move you had in one day there. Absolutely massive move. I guess it was 2 days. But holy Jesus, that's crazy, all right? Circuit breakers could have been triggered, all right, which is just a 5% drop on SPY. I don't know if they trigger on NASDAQ as well, but I am assuming they do since NASDAQ is it's an index just like SPX is. And these are just the ETFs that cover that, but this is what we trade here on the channel. All right. So we went over, yeah, we were on the weekly analysis, and I switched over to the daily for some reason. So you got the same exact picture. It's the bullish Rami setup right here, but you also have the gravestone doji candlestick on an up week with declining volume. And then you also have this crossing up right here. I think it's just, yeah, it's just crossing up here on QQQ. And you have this hinging up out of the oversold territory. So again, you got a mixed bag there. Okay, you have two bearish factors and two bullish factors. The bearish factors are this gravestone doji with an up week with declining volume, and then the bullish factors is you have a bullish Rami candlestick pattern here with your oscillators suggesting that you might be at a bottom. Okay, and we have the same mixed bag over here on VIX. Okay, on VIX we have. And we can take that off. That is for the hourly time frame. On VIX, we have a hammer candlestick pattern / a hangman candlestick pattern, whatever you want to call it, which also signals either bullish continuation or bullish reversal. The hangman candlestick, that is bullish continuation, whereas the hammer candlestick is bullish reversal. I do believe if you want to go check the patternsite.com, which is Bulkowski's website, which is I base most of what we do off on this channel off of there. So not most, but like a lot of my TA does come directly from Thomas Bulkowski, his books, and then now the patternsite.com is just what I use after I finish said books, which the most recent of the books is the Elliott Wave book. I don't know if I don't think he wrote it, but he advocates for it, which is, this works for me. All right. So we have that, but at the same time, we have the bearish engulfing candle. Yes, it's a hammer / hangman candlestick, but it was down on the week, and it opened here, and it closed down here, which that's pretty cool. You had a massive spike to open up. Not a massive spike. Never mind. I'm bugging. Completely bugging. I thought there was going to be like a 10 to 15. I don't know why. My brain turned off there. But yeah, you have the bearish engulfing candle here. With your oscillators coming down, and now you're crossing to the downside over here on your stochastic, and you have this hinging from last week to this week, signaling that, hey, maybe this is a top in VIX. Now, what I will say is we have over here, actually, you know what, we'll cover that after. We're gonna go in order here, like I said. All right, so on the daily time frame, we do have inclining volume on this massive move down. It's the same exact picture over here on QQQ. I can't really say anything about these candlesticks. It just looks like, I mean, it doesn't look like an indecision candle. You went down 2.79%. All right, and buyers barely stepped in towards the end of the day, which, I mean, to me, that signals, hey, we're probably going much lower next week. Because think about it, why didn't the buyer step in? Look, you went down massively over here. Not massively, but like, look at that. That's almost a 2% drop, and then buyers stepped in, and boom, engulfed all the price action with a 2.2% rise. All right, just saying, guys, this is not strength. It is not signaling strength at all to me. All right, but what I will say is you had this massive, well, I mean, I guess that always comes, and look, it was a barely any move. So this really does go to show you this is a fight. It was a battle that was going on here. But you actually, like on Friday, you could have easily called this top with the, I think it was the, no, not 30-minute. It was through the 3-minute time frame on Webull, and then it's the 2-minute time frame clearly showed the bullish divergence here on there, and that literally signaled bottom. And that just goes to show you guys the divergences, they're pretty much always there at these tops and bottoms, which is why I take them so seriously compared to all of my other TA. They're needed factors. Okay, they're very needed factors, which, I mean, you know, you should not discount the factor that literally always nails the tops and bottoms. There's no reason to. But yeah, guys, all right, going on back to the daily time frame, your oscillators are headed straight down on the SPY. Same exact picture here on the QQQ. You're headed down into the oversold territory, which, when you get past this line, this just usually indicates that, hey, like, buyers are taking full control. All right, the same as the RSI getting under 30. Buyers are in full control, and until you're out of there, or not buyers, I meant bears. Sellers are in full control until you get out of that oversold territory. That is, like, you know, bears are going to be in full control, and then bulls start regaining control. But as of right now, it does look like your momentum is going straight down. All right. And it is the same exact picture on QQ, and it's the same exact opposite picture we got going on here on VIX. All right, you got the cross up here on VIX, and your oscillators are headed straight up back into this overbought territory. And as you see, we can very much so just rally so hard into this oversold or overbought territory on the VIX. And I do believe we are going to be seeing a spike on the VIX coming up. I don't know when it'll happen, but we're going to go over in the second part of this video, not part, but the second half of this video, we're going to cover why we likely will be seeing the VIX spike, like a very big VIX spike. All right. But yeah, guys, you had this wedge formation here. We drew this on the 4-hour time frame. And if this did last one more week, then we would have been able to put a price target on it. We would have been able to, it would have definitely been this price target. We would have had two. One price target would probably be around this candlestick right here. And then the second guaranteed price target of any falling wedges are the top, where, like, literally the exact top of where that wedge started. All right. So that would have been 34.89. So I have it on the chart. I'm not saying it's a confirmed price target, because it's not according to Bulkowski. But if this is going to be playing out like a normal falling wedge would, which it likely will, this is kind of perfect looking. You have 1, 2, you need 5 touch points to start one, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So, you know, it's a valid wedge, all right? And you clearly started getting your resistance here, and then boom, you broke out. Now, the hourly time frame does suggest that we are going to be cooling off on VIX, but at the same time, we could easily just see a spike, and there you go. All right, we could completely nullify this bullish divergence. All right, or not bullish, bearish divergence right here. If you were to see SPY go down and VIX spike up over here, and then boom, you're higher than there, which means, hey, bullish or bearish divergence off the table. All right, but we would likely start seeing another bearish divergence form. Okay, that's kind of how oscillators work. They go from one side of the range to the other side of the range. Okay, or they go from, yeah, I think I said that right. But yeah, guys, I wouldn't be surprised to see a slight sell-off in VIX to start off the week. Maybe this oscillator comes back down here, and then we end up like literally breaking and retesting right off of that trend line break here, which is the top part of our wedge. I would not be surprised at all to see it. So do not start getting scared if you see SPY start doing the exact opposite. All right, if we start seeing that, maybe your oscillators rise, and then we come down and we have a bigger drop. All right, and that would definitely be taking us under lows if we were to see that scenario. All right. So yeah, guys, don't be scared if you are in puts. Don't be scared to start seeing a rise here on SPY and a fall on VIX to start the week, and then we end up going in. Now, what I will say is I do believe we have Monday off tomorrow. So Tuesday is going to be the week, and I do believe shorter weeks overall are like, you have a more likelihood of things being bearish, right? Think about it. People, it's just an extra day for people to think about, holy crap, what happened on Friday? What happened on Friday? Friday was terrible. Okay, I told you guys I didn't know if it was going to be like this, but I wouldn't be surprised to see one massive 4-hour candle that wipes out the most of this move. That's like kind of what we got. All right, this 4-hour candle had an absolute massive range on it. All right, this is almost $10 here on SPY. A $10 move in a 4-hour candle. That's actually very similar to what we had right here. All right, and like, it just signals, hey, a big move is likely coming. It's what we had here. All right, we had a $12 move there. That's like, this is actually the exact candle I referenced. This over here is the exact setup that I thought we were hitting right here, like straight up. Look at what's happening. We're rallying off of again, if we come over to the daily time frame, this is what I referenced it to. Look, you're rallying off of that declining slash stagnant volume, and then boom, you had one massive day that like gave back almost all of that move. That's what I was saying. Like, this rug pull could be very dangerous for most people. All right. Well, not most people. If anybody's caught on the wrong side of the trade there, yeah, like, it would have been massive. Okay. Luckily, I had date on these December positions. So, like, it could have been worse, and I could have gotten scared, and maybe I could have sold at the top. I don't know. That's what, like, pain does to people. All right. That's literally, it influences you to make these bad decisions. There's no point in making irrational decisions, which means the best possible like outcome here is that you could set yourself up for is you setting yourself up for no pain. All right, and the hedge would have done that. I actually would have been up way more than I literally would have. Those calls would have ran so fucking hard. Excuse my French. Gosh darn it. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We're 15 minutes in. We're not restarting it. I already restarted this once because I don't know. All right. I'm really trying to improve, guys. I'm trying my hardest to just not let out these spontaneous swears, all right? Because it's just been in my vocabulary since I've been a kid and I don't like it. I told you guys, I think it was in Thursday's video that like yeah, I mean, I've been struggling with swearing for like a while. It's something that I've watched so many videos on how to take swearing out of your vocabulary, and I have over and over again uh tried like replacing them with just silly sounding words, and then no. Either way, I'm putting in an effort, guys, to make this a more family friendly channel because I want to be able to help anyone and I don't want anybody to be discouraged by this. So hang on. A few minutes. Okay, okay. All right, so moving on. Okay, we covered the daily time frame. We were actually on the VIX, all right, and I think the last thing I really said about the VIX is I wouldn't be surprised to see it come over here, but don't be surprised if you do end up having that slight sell-off to start the week. All right, so going on to Bitcoin. Okay, this is the last part of the TA that we will be covering here for this weekly update. All right, you do have, which that's not something I saw until I haven't been covering Bitcoin, so I haven't really been looking at it. I told you guys in the last video, most of my charting gets done in these updates. All right, like I don't really look at macro, the macro view of things. I don't look at these higher time frames until I come here and do the charts. Other than that, I'm usually watching a 3-minute, sometimes a 2-minute. Or I'll be watching and I'll have like the 4-hour, 1 hour in like a slightly larger time frame up, but large time frames that literally just gets covered here. All right, so I will point out now something I actually noticed immediately, which that is pretty surprising, is you are falling off of declining volume, like complete declining volume here. This is a massive move down here, and it was all done off of that declining volume. And this is what I'm saying, guys. I'm not biased, okay? Like straight up, I want to see the warning signs before they, before what they're warning about happens, because hey, like, I don't want to be caught on the wrong side of the trade. You saw what happened with SPY, okay? I like ignored my own warning signs here, and then like luckily the warning signs started popping up here that signaled further like we were going to be going down. So luckily everything came back with flying colors, and now I'm actually like decently green on my position. I think I'm up like 10% right now on those December contracts. And I also have I think it's 5 November contracts left. So that's what I'm going to be selling off pretty quick into this sell-off, because those are going to go up massively compared to the Decembers. And that's just my form of, hey, you get to take some profits off the table. So you have that peace of mind, all right? But as far as Bitcoin goes, guys, we do have that bear flag, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about today. What I wanted to bring up is that if we go over to the weekly time frame, all right, we can clear as day see something that has just happened. And I want to point out just like where, oh, wait, hang on. Did I misdraw it last time? Hang on. Maybe it was to come over to the top. Yeah, all right. If we draw it from the top and bring it to that wick right there, we are literally rejecting off it. Like if we bring this, we're like almost rejecting it. So if we have another sideways week, like if the next week opens up, and then, which actually I think this might be the start of that candle, right? No, it's not. All right, this is not the start of next week. All right, Bitcoin's. I could have swore the weekly candles start on Sunday, but whatever. Or maybe they do start on Sunday, but it's at like 6 o'clock or something. It's some weird thing, all right? I swear it's a thing. I had crypto. Well, I still have these friends. We just don't talk about anything crypto anymore. But they were crypto heads for quite some time. I don't know if they still are. Maybe. But this thing obviously has demolished many people's hopes and dreams about Bitcoin going to 100K. And I'm not saying 100K never happens, right? But I mean, there were warning signs when I didn't even know much about TA that signaled you were going to be reversing on Bitcoin just like that. This is why I put great I value the divergences so much. These weekly divergences, they normally mark these tops and bottoms, all right? You had the actually no, you didn't have a bullish divergence here form. You did come down here. But either way, you marked the top both times with these bearish divergences that formed on the weekly time frame here. So that is like really freaking cool. Okay, that is something like guys, we will always be able to trade Bitcoin. Like, I don't care if you're a crypto head, we're most likely here on the channel going to outperform anybody, even in like trading Bitcoin, just because we cover the TA on the actual markets every single day. And since that has a correlation with that, you got to be able to chart both, okay? And I kind of like, you see all these patterns. I've been charting Bitcoin for so long. Where do you think I like started charting these patterns? I started noticing, okay, like Bitcoin always forms patterns for tops and bottoms and like continuation patterns, which is in the form of these flags, which is why I do think, I'm going to say now, I didn't come to this video expecting to see a bear flag. But maybe this does end up playing out just like all of the other bear flags that we've seen. We saw this thing, it broke down. We saw this guy, next leg down. This guy, next leg down. This massive guy, next leg down. This guy, leg down. This guy, leg down. I'm just saying, guys, Bitcoin literally not always, but like all of those leg downs happen with flags. And we're also reaching right here. So it leads me to believe, are we about to see a trend line break, which we would have to put a target on the board if we do, if we have a daily close? I'm not going to do it this video, but I'm going to have to really make sure this is precise just so we can see, is there a break and a close above, which would signal we have to put a target on the board, a confirmed target from Blakowski of a downtrend break. All right. But what is the likely scenario here? I think you reject off of here. You already rejected off it once. I think you do reject off of here, and I think you have your next leg down, all right? Now, I want to point out something, and this is what I wanted to come to you guys with. Just look at how far you went last time you touched it. Now, I understand that trend line actually formed there, right? Because that was your second touch point. So that's the only, like, you literally formed it here. But it still stands 62% drop. I'm not saying you get a 62% drop. I'm not even saying you get a 50% drop. But I am saying we have this zone right here, this target zone of this bear flag that we put on the board, which is this also, it's the last structure here before you just absolutely fall down and find this piece of structure, which this is where I think you bottom. But yeah, like this, either way, our target, the actual target has not been hit yet. Excuse me. The actual target has not been hit yet, which leads me to believe we are going to be breaking down here. Excuse me again. I got hiccups going on. I don't like it. Chugged water too fast. Too fast, baby. Too fast. But yeah, it leads me to believe you're at least coming down here to the zone. And the most likely scenario is you are going to be crashing on Bitcoin when the market crashes, okay? And it doesn't have to be a crash. It could just be one more leg down, okay? The crash, maybe the crash wasn't even all one big thing. I do think you're going to have a capitulation moment. I do, okay? And we're going to talk about that still, okay? This is going to be a longer video. I think I'm going to keep it under the last 34-minute video because I think that's what Friday's update, how long it was. But we really are covering so much here in this video, as well as the Webull update. The Webull update, that's the longest Webull post I've ever seen. But holy crap, is it like not all junk? It is all just facts. Just all the factors on the table are in that post, and nobody can tell me otherwise. It is literally every single possible thing that I possibly could think about, talk about technically, fundamentally, and like comparing this scenario to the past scenarios, which we're still going to be going over. Everything's in there. It's crazy. All right. That like really does put you in perspective how bad the current scenario is and how bad it really can get in the upcoming weeks. All right. And we had a second close this week. Pretty much to me confirmed like that is the holy crap. This is the scenario that's probably going to be happening. This is second week. Oh, I'm getting too excited here. I'm getting too excited because if it does happen in the current positions, holy crap, we get rich real quick. All right. And that will be a very fun thing to have going on. All right, very exciting week we had here. Exciting week. All right, so now that I covered what I do expect to happen on Bitcoin, that was literally it. I do expect we are going to be breaking down. I didn't know we'd find a flag here, but as you see, like even if it's a little flag, they're respected on Bitcoin, guys. Like these things always get respected. Not always, but like, you know, every single leg down had a flag of some sort putting it down. You had this decent. Actually, was this a flag right here? I mean, you could have drawn that right there. You could have literally, I mean, it kind of could have been like that, but in reality, I guess it would have been, I don't even know. How would I have drawn this one we have right here? I guess it would have been that. that. I mean, my point stands, right? You have these consolidation zones, which that's all flag is, and then you have your next leg down. I think we're about to have that on Bitcoin, and I think we come down into the zone, and I think this is another factor suggesting, holy crap, what we're going to be talking about right after this is going to be happening. All right. So to briefly go over now that we went over that, to briefly go over the fundamental factors at play here, I want to remind everyone, we just got news on Friday that the market is hotter than expected. Okay. We are not seeing a declining in growth environment take place, economy take place. We're seeing the exact opposite. I definitely worded that very oddly, and that definitely could have been worded better. What I'm saying is the economy is still growing, even though the Fed is doing like the most aggressive rate hike campaign that they have ever done in history. All right. Besides like the whole Volcker thing, just like literally one go, just putting up a like 20% federal funds rate or whatever he did there to pretty much combat inflation, which even when they do that, guys, just realize they're going to do this. They're most likely going to have a case. I don't know if it's going to be that high, but either way, we have 8% inflation right now. They got to bring rates over 8%. The market is trying to price in that. We now have, we don't have any inflection point in the data suggesting inflation is going to be coming down. So inflection point is off the table. Now we have OPEC doing what they did, which is like immediately going to cause oil prices to skyrocket, which it already has. We can come over here to U.S. oil. What the hell are we seeing, guys? This is ridiculous. All right. There's no denying it. This is absolutely crazy. All right. Is this actually open today? No, it's not open today. This was on Friday. All right. This is insane. Okay. It's insane in the membrane, insane in the brain. And what I will say is we had this bullish divergence market on the weekly time frame. Guys, bullish divergences are everywhere. They should be respected. All right. Weekly divergences mark tops and bottoms of major lows and major highs. Okay. A minor low, I'll put it like this: minor low, minor high, major low. It's when you like completely break your trend. Okay. It's when you break the trend. That's how you know something is going to be a major something, a major low. So right here was your major high. Right here was your major high. All right. But then you had this minor high right here. Then you had this major low right here because it was the last low before you broke your trend. All right. And same over here. You have the same exact thing going on right here. All right. Major high, major low, major high, major low, major high. Now, luckily, this was a very trendy thing we had going on. And we will be covering oil for I'm actually going to put this on right here right now. We're going to actually add that. We don't have to cover it in every video, but it's going to be like Bitcoin. We're never going to stop covering it, okay? And that's because, we need to have the best possible market sentiment, not even sentiment, just market perspective that we possibly could be having, all right? Or the market, the best possible big picture point of view that we possibly can be having. And honestly, guys, the more we cover, the more like that skill set that I speak of all the time, it's holy crap, it's just going to explode. All right. So yeah, we will be covering US oil moving forward here on the channel, because if I was covering it, guaranteed I would have seen this. You guys know I would have seen this. This is literally what I do on the normal charts every single day of the indices and VIX. All right. But fundamental factors at play, guys. OPEC has screwed everything. All right. And like Biden can get mad all he wants about like them helping Russia with this move. But at the same time, like, it doesn't matter. All right. It doesn't matter what the US does now. Oil prices they're about to skyrocket. Okay. They have to physically skyrocket with what OPEC did. Everything Biden has done, OPEC just like kind of reversed everything and then more. That's how I want everyone to just look at what the current situation, just like, if you don't understand what they did, just look at it like this. All right. Biden has continuously, drawn on our U.S. oil reserves, right? All right. He has done so much to bring down oil prices, right? Well, now there's a factor at play that guaranteed they will skyrocket, and everything he's done to take that away, okay? Everything he's done to lower these gasoline prices that we face at the pump. OPEC has just completely stepped in and like done way more than he has taken out of his reserves. They are like it's like the same thing with the market. They're sucking the liquidity out of the oil market, okay? Like, but it's not liquidity, it's the oil. They're just like literally producing less, like much less. All right. Like it is just going, it's going to be terrible is what I'm getting at. It is literally a force that will skyrocket US oil. And as we see, it has already started. Okay. I think the decision came out on, it was either Thursday or Friday. I believe. Okay. Maybe it did come back. And I mean, but either, guys, again, the charts predict the dang news, man. This is like, this is terrible how it just continues to do it. But I mean, it's great, guys. We will always know when there's like a crisis at play. Okay. Like the charts predicted the crash over in, I've gone over this several times. We come over to SPY. The divergence is literally told you to be in a bearish position. I don't, and it's the same position that I say like that we're in now. Okay, we're in the same scenario where like we don't care if it crashes, guys. We're gonna make money regardless because we're just playing the charts as we go, like we do every single week. But look at this. The charts over here told you that a crash was going to be taking place. All right. Well, not taking place, but again, they got you in the positions and then boom. What if you had this, like, boom, you're making a lot of freaking money here. Boom. All right. So like, and now we're in pretty much like, and that's what I'm going to go over here. We're in such a similar boat. Okay. Like straight up, this is the worst market condition, market environment, whatever you want to call it, that we've ever had. Okay. Ever. All right. Well, I'm not going to speak on like the whole 1900s era. Okay. But since .com and since '08, this is so much worse, guys. We have a I've been saying this for months. We have a combination of the .com bubble and the '08, okay? Not only do we have a credit crisis, which that is exactly what caused the '08 crash, all right? That's what caused it. The Lehman Brothers, they were over leveraged in debt. And when I say credit, I mean that's just debt. Okay, we have a completely over leveraged market. Everything. A lot of corporations are over leveraged. That's why the .com bubble literally went bust. That's why we can come over to QQQ and look back at what happened on the .com. And we will see. Oh, I guess it's not going to show it here. Gosh darn it! It's not going to show it here on TradingView. I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't show it here. But you had like. Yeah, it shows on Webull where it just like literally fell off a cliff. It just fell off a 50% cliff overnight, a 45% cliff, I believe. And like maybe that happens again. I hope it happens again. I hope not for the mom and pop investors, but like, yeah, dude, that would immediately put like hundreds of thousands in my pocket and anybody else holding these positions. So that's actually why I went with QQQ. I think the drop for the tech stocks are going to be much larger than SPY. All right. But for what we're covering right here is we're going to be looking at NDX. You guys already know about it. If you're not new to this channel, then you know exactly what I am about to be talking about, which is the 200 weekly MA. All right. A lot of people were saying like, these are buying opportunities, buying opportunities. Yeah, I agree with you. If you come over here to SPX, okay, we're actually going to add these here. We're going to be watching these for the next upcoming weeks. We're going to have to, all right? I mean, we're literally talking about it right here. There's no reason not to. SPX, I'll agree with you. Underneath, like, that's 1 time, 2 time, 3 times right here that it was an absolute amazing buying opportunity. But, like, I'm just saying, there are tricks here with SPX, okay? You close under, it doesn't mean you just die, okay? It does not mean at all you just die, all right? I'm sure, like, maybe we saw that you probably closed under here. I don't know. But you come over to here to end. Why is it NDQ? I could have swore I just did NDX. Oh, okay. I guess they literally are the same exact thing. So our questions have been answered now. All right. NDQ is the same exact thing as NDX. TradingView just corrected me to NDQ. So I guess all we have to do is type in. Yeah. Okay. It literally is the same. I don't know why I thought it always was. I don't know. I thought there was something ever so slight about the difference. It's not. I guess it's just NDQ. But yeah, guys, look at before we look back, all right, we're going to look at the current situation, what we're rocking with right now. We already went over the weekly candlesticks, the weekly oscillators, and all the other technicals we're rocking with. But here's the big bazooka, all right? Here's the nail in the coffin, which, by the way, we just passed 34 minutes. I told you guys, it's going to be a long video. All right, long video, and you can't say we did not cover everything. Like, this is crazy, okay? Like, there's so much at play right now that just all signals, holy crap, we're going down, we're going timber. Everything's so bad, okay? Everything's so bad, all right? And again, if you want the written format of that, I think I did an astounding job over there of getting all factors out on the table. Yes, it's a super long read, and I don't even think it's going to be bringing in a lot of subscribers or followers over there on the Weeble. But it's going to inform my people of what is likely to come, okay? And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make everyone money. Or not make everyone money. I'm trying to give you exactly what you need to make yourself money. And then I'm trying to teach you how to fish. That's the purpose of this channel. All right, so second weekly close underneath the 200 weekly MA. All right, that's nuts, guys. That's nuts. Along with that, we have this bearish ass candle that formed right here. This isn't bullish looking thing. This is literally, like, I'll tell you the psychology of this candle right here. What actually happened. Buyers opened right here. They shoved you up all week long, and then boom, bears stepped in. Now we know what happened. Bears only stepped in on one day. One day caused this wick. One day. All right, it would have been a wick like just about right here. All right, but the wick was this big. One day, the bulls got completely trapped. Liquidity sucked out of their options. All right, and at the same time, it was off of news that confirms we are going to be breaking lows because the situation is even worse than we already thought it was. All right, so I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't even know the non-farm payrolls were coming out at the beginning of the week when I was doing my updates. Probably until Wednesday or Thursday, I didn't know they were coming out. All right, the charts were just like projecting that, hey, bull trap, all right? But guys, the second weekly dang close underneath the 200 week MA, we're going to go back in history now. We're taking a step back, all right? Didn't get there, and this is what I was saying about SPX being a trick. SPX closed underneath its 200 week MA here. It was an amazing buying opportunity. Anybody made so much money. Just look at how much money you would have made if you were able to buy the lows. Wow, 150% on just an index. Imagine if you bought 2-year options on that bad boy. Would have been so nice. And guys, don't you dare think we ain't playing this game when it comes. When the opportunity presents itself, holy shit, that's what I've been saying. We get rich in the bear market. We get to sit back and relax and get very wealthy in a bull market. Very wealthy. Like, I am so freaking excited, okay? I don't care that I missed all this because holy crap, when it comes up, which will likely be in 2025, well, actually, I don't know. The market's forward looking. Maybe we bottom before that, but that's when they expect inflation to go all the way down, and there you go. Guys, amazing stuff going on. Amazing stuff. I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. But yeah, guys, anybody who thinks this time is going to be different, just realize that's literally most people's last words. Okay. Anybody who says that, likely, they will be losing their money in the upcoming weeks. All right. I've been there myself, and that's why I'm saying this with complete certainty. That is the exact phrase that literally screws people. If you ignore the warning signs, you're screwed, which is why we don't do it. I was screwed because I ignored my own warning signs at the beginning of last week, and I didn't apply my hedge. Why? Because I ignored the warning signs. Well, people are ignoring the biggest red flag that I possibly can see, which is this. All right, you have your weekly close under the, look at 08, dude. Yeah, you gapped up the next day. All right, so you started the week off, you gapped up because people are like, oh, maybe it's bottom. Buying opportunity, 200 weekly in May. We bounced off the past 2 weeks. Why aren't we going to do it again? We bounced off it over here. But might I add, you closed here, you gapped down, you did not close underneath the 200 weekly MA. All right, but might I remind you guys, all right, and even if we're taking, okay, even if it's not this week and you bought in this week, this is where we are right now, the second weekly close underneath the 200 weekly MA. You still had a 28% drop in 2 freaking weeks, guys. Is that going to happen? I am not going to say that's going to happen. What I am going to say is this is a major red flag, and a lot of the market is not prepared for what is likely to come. All right, and that because they're not prepared, they're going to have a complete rocket fuel shoot down, meltdown on the market, all right? Not only are you going to have longs being squeezed, but you're going to have the dealers being squeezed from having to hedge for all the puts that are going to be getting in the money. And that is what a lot of people aren't realizing. Yes, most of the market is on one side of the trade, and they still are. But what people aren't acknowledging is your squeeze is going to happen both ways. If something happens, if big money is like, and I believe most of the market is on that side because it's big money. All right, because they're acknowledging exactly what I'm acknowledging. All right, and anybody who thinks otherwise, just realize you are completely ignoring such a massive red flag here, along with what our daily TA is also suggesting. and the fundamental factors that players suggesting we're going and breaking lows. At the same time, you get this. All right. So now, again, second weekly close right under here. Definitely not a false alarm. Okay. Even if you went within the next 2 weeks, you still fell 13%. Guys, do you know how happy I'll be if we fall 13% from where we stand right now? So freaking happy. So freaking happy, guys. All right. Now, what I do want to point out is this is why the double weekly close is just so important to me. All right. This thing is crazy. Okay. Because you come over to 08. Look at this. You had your close under here, but then next week you shot back up. All right. So, like, guys, this is like, and again, you had it right here. You closed under right here. Then the next week you shot back up. But that is also that's after the crash happened. We have economic factors at play, fundamental factors at play, just like we had in 08 and .com. And now we get the same technical major red flag going on with the second weekly close underneath it. Now, what I also want to point out, okay, I may have mentioned this in Friday's video, and I did mention this in the Webull update, all right? Actually, I did not mention it. Gosh darn it, I did not mention in the dang Webull update. That's what I was so excited about. Dang it, dude. I think I did. I don't know if I did. Look at this. Look what happened. You had a bull trap. You had your cross up. That's 08. Okay. You had a bullish looking scenario. People like potentially bottom. You're already deeply oversold on your oscillators there. All right. Your stochastic is crossing up while your CCI is oversold. Yeah, guys, it's the same exact scenario right here. Like, what the heck, dude? We're right here in terms of breaking under. We're the second daily close here. Look, you started hinging up as well, guys. You start hinging up either way, who cares? You're deeply oversold on your CCI while your stochastic is crossing up. You literally are crossing up on the stochastic, guys. That is insane to me. Insane that these scenarios are the exact same scenario we find ourselves in. They had the exact same oscillator bull trap setup that we're rocking with right now. What do we have right now? We are just starting this the first week. We're crossing up here on our stochastic, as well as having a hinged up CCI from the oversold territory. Bull trap, guys. Bull trap. I'm gonna call it right now. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Maybe I look like a complete fool. I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't care. It's just like any other day here on the channel. I have the potential of being an idiot, but I'm not going to let my emotions guide where I'm going right now, okay? Because I'm like pretty sure technical analysis and me keeping my emotions at the door are going to be bringing in so much money in the upcoming weeks. So that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to hit this for all of us. That was easy. There you go. All right, there you go. This is easy. You know why? Because there's no bias here on the channel. I'm just giving out the warning signs as they come, and we have such a massive one. The second week of a warning sign is here, as well as a bearish ass candle sitting right there at the bottom. All right, we have a very solid shot at falling within the next few weeks, like falling hard. Okay, like hard. All right, now where do I think we're going to go? Where's our first stopping point here on SPY? I think we're going to end up coming down and filling this gap. Okay, we have this gap. It's on the daily time frame. And it just never got filled. Okay, we do have this gap all the way down here. I'm not saying this gets hit, okay, but we have COVID lows back here, and I explained to you guys several times here on the channel what caused all this. Quantitative easing. The Fed announced that they will be doing whatever it takes here at the bottom, and that's why the market completely started having this. All right, anybody caught that first initial? That's a 2-week movement right there. 30%. You made so much money. All right, guys, we're going to be catching that move. You know why? Because we know exactly what to be looking for. Now, something else I'll point out here that I pointed out in my update is right here. We fell 21% there, whereas we're hitting that trend line. We're only 16.5% down right now. If we come down to the lows, where are we right here? 21%. If we come down to that gap fill. That's what I'm playing, guys. The gap fill is likely where I will start taking profits. I want to be able to catch the whole move, but again, risk management has to be applied. I told you guys November contracts I will be taking profits sooner on those. Okay, I don't have nearly as much in those as I have in the December 16s. I think it's 16 or December 17. I think it's December 16 though. But yeah, all right, they're going to skyrocket so much quicker than the Decembers will. So that is my plan. That is my plan for next week. I'm just letting you guys know. Do not be surprised if we see a bull trap at open. All right. At the opening of the week, which I believe is Tuesday because we have off tomorrow. I believe we have off. I'm not sure. But I do think we do. So Tuesday morning, don't be surprised if you do get a slight move to the upside, which is being suggested by the hourly time frame on the VIX and likely the hourly time frame right here. But again, I pointed out, it does look like this is not done carving out, and it looks like we're probably going to go, like, this would be the perfect storm right here. If you come down to lows, all right, that forms your bullish divergence here, all right? You have an inclining CCI here while you're declining in price, all right? You bounce off of said lows, bull trap the absolute crap out of everyone. You go like this for the first, like, maybe, we'll say one trading session, 1 or 2 trading sessions. I don't know, okay? And then you come down and you smash these lows. Maybe we get a bearish divergence here that triggers it. All right, we're gonna have to, if this is the scenario, we're gonna have to switch over to the 15-minute time frame. We're gonna have to watch that closely because I mean, this also, like, I was watching this and I was getting excited because this also triggered a bearish divergence here. Yes, it was in pre-market. I was already established in my position, but yeah, that kind of made me ever so more confident. At the same time, again, I have no crystal ball, so nothing gets any less scary. Never. It will never get less scary, okay? Well, I guess it kind of will because we will have more experience under our belt the further we go on and the more we pretty much witness charts predict the news and stuff. But yeah, guys, all right. I think that is everything I have to say. 46-minute video, but you know what? I think this is the best damn Sunday update that I have done in so long on Webull and over here, right? I think this is the best one yet. It really does set... pretty much, like, guys, like, all those factors suggest we're going lower. There's nothing besides a weekly cross, and I mean, if we were to push up right now, yeah, I would say, hey, we have this bullish divergence. But there's nothing besides these 2 factors suggesting we will be moving up. Nothing. All right, so that's something. That's just something to, you know, scream in your face, hey, we're most likely dying, okay? Like, I'm just saying, again, I can look like a complete idiot. I don't even care. But this bull trap scenario is literally the same exact thing we saw back here. And it's only a matter of time until something breaks big in the system. And if the big break in the system is people getting mass amounts of margin calls, all right, then there you go. There's your break in the system, all right? Guaranteed you have a whole debt collapse on your hand. You have the credit crisis on your hand. You have the asset bubble, the largest asset bubble that's ever been created being popped. This is guaranteed bigger than the dot-com bubble, all right? Let's just look on over here, all right? This is 98 to over there. It's holy shit, 300%, yo. 300%. Well, they started QE over here. Now look. That's not even to the top. All right, they started QE, unlimited QE over in 08. That's how they got out of the great financial crisis. Look what's going on here. Holy sweet baby Jesus. 1,500%, guys. All right, so like when I say largest asset bubble in history, it's literally the largest asset bubble in history, and we might be witnessing the pop of it, and we might be on the right side of trade for said. Well, if it does get popped, we're definitely on the right side of trade. All right, guys. So that is the video, and I will catch you guys likely on Tuesday because again, I don't know if tomorrow's closed. I don't know why I haven't looked this up on Google. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the next market update. Everybody have a lovely rest of your weekend. And if we do have off tomorrow, have a lovely Monday. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.